It's Final Fantasy. I started the "it's" a little early, and the microphone didn't turn on when I started it, so it kind of went. It's Final Fantasy 13 time. Right, we have a control. We have the appropriate window. We'll do that. Ooh, that's lucky. I remembered that at the last second. Start the game. We are ready. Final Fantasy. Are you ready? Yes. I don't know why that's the voice of Final Fantasy, but apparently it is. Player of Final Fantasy, are you ready? I am. 3, 2, 1. Final Fantasy. It's true. I've had a massive poo. It's big, it's long, it's brown. Oh, fuck, it won't flush down. Okay, so. Try and get the lips nice and sort of. Not too moist, just moist enough. And a little bit loose. There you go. There's your ASMR for the day. Data loaded. Okay, here we go. No human wishes to see the world destroyed. The l'Cie, the cavalry, and even the soldiers of Sanctum Army are all fighting to keep Cocoon safe from harm, but despite their common goal, they have been forced into conflict by the machinations of the fal'Cie. It is the great error of these higher beings to view humans as mere tools, yet humans are guilty of a similar crime. Indeed, it is men like Psychom's Colonel Roche and their outright refusal to believe l'Cie can be anything but tools that now prevents an alliance which could save mankind. The l'Cie know that the only way to foil Bartandalus's plan is to protect Orphan, yet both the cavalry and Colonel Roche threaten to thwart them, firmly believing that they alone represent Cocoon's only hope of salvation if lightning and the others cannot show the heads up. It was so close. It's just I stumbled too many times. I stumbled too many times over too many words, and I just couldn't quite keep. I thought it looked good for a moment that I was going to just... But every now and again, they tend to skip just that sort of like... That double skip of the lines. And it's like, oh, shit. I've not been able to keep up. Anyway, relieved to find that in spite of his transformation into a l'Cie, his old friends treat him just as they always had. Their acceptance as much as their resistance gives the l'Cie new hope. They can't give up. There is still a chance to end this conflict and save the people from themselves. Yes, that is what we shall endeavour to do. Save the people from themselves and each other, and just generally make a nuisance of ourselves. Oh yeah, we got attacked by the new crystal Seath. Which are, I'm assuming this is sort of, oh, they're called sacrifices. Interesting. What we probably want to do is get in there and start attacking at least one. Then we'll try Libering one of them, because that'll get me the double anyway. And now back to kicking the shit out of them. Do they have anything interesting? Normal, halved physical damage. That could be a problem. But yeah, you've got to assume that's perhaps, I don't know. Yeah, I think the life cycle of a Seath is they do sort of become crystalline, then they turn into monsters, so you've got to assume that is fairly fresh, rather than the old Seath monsters we've been facing on Grand Pulse. These are pretty fresh. In fairness, we saw the dudes they were just moments before they transformed into these crystalline beasties, known simply as sacrifices. Seems a little unfair. Death? No. Oh, good. I have to remember that strategy. If the enemy decides to cast death, you just go no, and the enemy decides, oh, all right, if you insist on, I won't actually kill someone. Let's put a little bit of Try Disaster on. Skip that meter up a little bit quicker. So take it. But then we do want a commando again, because of course, as a commando, you get all your fancy launching and launch. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know if they specifically say this, but I am 99% certain a launched target up in the air takes more damage. But I must admit, I don't know whether they specify that in the description, so do you know what? I might just treat myself to a little looky in the abilities list. It's Commando and it's Launch. So it just says attack and launch staggered target into the air. Interesting. Is there any way, anything that says... I'm still fairly confident in my assessment. Right, do you two lads ever turn around? No. Okay, we'll just gently stalk towards each other. That'll do nicely. Not exactly what I wanted to see happen. A little bit of bully. Get a bit of buff. Get a bit of buff. Get him in the buff. Get him in the buff. I suppose in fairness, I wouldn't say no. Although then Snow wouldn't be in his lovely coat, and if Snow's not in his lovely long coat, I suppose arguably he could keep the coat. You can keep your coat on. Oh, you're doing the wrong thing again, aren't you? Oh well. Maybe there's a logic to it, but I'll let you off. Well, I really should have gotten Fang sorted first. That would have been the better option, but oh well. Let's go to Relentless Assault and kill them good. Please don't kill them, Neil. That would be very inconvenient. Thank you. See, you just have to be polite to some of these video games. That's where I fall foul. I often swear and insult the video game, and usually the video game's mother. But, oh, no, please. Thank you. But see, sometimes your first port of call should always be a please don't be a dick game. It's only if they ignore the please, at that point you can kick off and start swearing about its mother and the many sailors its mother has gone down on. I don't think I'm going to get the back attack here. Then again, apparently Big Seedy Boy is blind as a bat. Or they were fighting each other. It does look a lot like they were fighting each other. I think it might be easier to take down the sacrifices. They feel like they're the bigger problem at this point in time. Not that I can fully guarantee that fact, because of course they are... they're not that tough. Although nothing's that tough at the moment, because I'm dramatically over-leveled, and thus nothing really has much in the way of competition. But, you know, we plough on regardless. We plough through the enemies and see that they are dying. Kill the big beastie. Kill the big beastie. Have you've opened up? Yeah, fire weakness. Not that fire weakness is going to do me much good, I don't think, because well, oh, okay. She has fire, and I would think the Neil there. That's just rude and unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. I don't know why he did a lot of damage. Is this the usual waste of space we've fought before? And or is this an upgrade? Maybe an upgraded version. I feel like I've underestimated this this fella. I definitely have. That thing is brutal. Brutal attack. Please stop doing a brutal attack. Did we just... Oh no, you're healing us. Yeah, I know you're supposed to be. Ow, fuck me. Could you just not attack me anymore, please? And definitely don't fuck me, because I don't know where that thing's fucking organs are, but I don't want to see them. Or experience them. Especially not first hand. I don't particularly want to experience them second hand or third hand, but, you know. It doesn't mean I want to see them first hand either. I don't know. Right. Well, we dealt with it. It's just, it was a lot. I was a lot stronger than I expected it to be. Lads, are you... No, I think you're just going to face this way, aren't you? It would require a... I can't remember what they're called. Deceptor Souls. Oh, you're doing them separate. Oh, you've just made my life a lot easier. Well, we'll do a little tiny bit of bully, but I think we'll do a... Oops, no. Just a braverer. There. Right, no, not... Ah, I thought Snow was the bottom one. We thought I was being clever doing it quite so quick, and it turned out I didn't do it clever. The problem here is I'm going to have to get rid of the D-Faith before being able to get the Faith on her. Which I suppose is not terrible, but it does slow the proceedings down somewhat. And all this time, that thing has got every buff you could imagine. Or every debuff, sorry. Every status ailment you could imagine has been put on that poor little fella. And... oh. I mean, technically we could have just dealt with these two initially. Like, there was no need for us to wait. But still. Right, fangs for the memory. And snows for the memory. Sorry, did you? Oh, I see. Because as a synergist, you do tend to flit between the enemy's health bar and your ally's health bar. So for a split second, it looked like the enemy had been given my bravery buff. And it's like, no, I distinctly gave that to Snow. But as you're casting, your focus is on your allies. Don't kill me. Thank you. I did squirm a little bit when it seemed likely that someone was going to die because of the move death. Well, I must admit, I can now understand perhaps why I struggled so much with trying to kill people with the move death. It's clearly not got a particularly high, a high probability rate, is it? Right, I've got a feeling he fancily flips it into a fucking nightmare. Because we've defeated it in its normal form, so... I get the sense it might turn into something bigger and nastier.
He really wants us dead.
Most people do. So one thing about Fang we've not discussed is she's got delightful earrings. Just a weird extra. So, oh, there you go. This is classified as a whole new enemy. A whole new enemy. Which means we need to scan it again. And now let's get some bully. What we'll do is perhaps just utilise the general... Whoa, the Muon Blaster. Muon. So Bravery and Faith, that's a good choice. If we can get Bravery and Faith on most of us, ideally. Yes, that's it. And now maybe just speed it up by popping Faith on Vanille and not Brave, because we don't really need Brave on her. It's moderately useful having both on the other two, because of course, especially someone like Snow, who does flit between Ravager and Commando. So, oh, what is he doing? Oh, okay, that's something big and nasty, and I don't know what it is, so please don't like it. We don't like it when there's big and nasty on a field. Are you immune to, like, everything? Oh. Well. Sabotage is not going to work, because it is immune to all status ailments. And it has giant flying guns. It's now charging at 50%. Okay. Did we have like a double... Oh shit, we barely have a fucking Sentinel one. Oh, we might have blocked it though. Since we staggered it at the opportune moment perhaps. Or did we? Ow. We'd probably best go to Diversity, because if it is still charging up its main cannons, we probably need to make sure that bully really didn't last as long as I would like. I take it Exploitation... yeah, Exploitation unfortunately not good choice, since it's immune to all status ailments. Now, snow, good. Oh, hello, what's this? No, what's this again? It seemed to be slowing down, I don't know. I think to a certain extent that was deliberate. Possibly I was supposed to read something, it feels like. But, Phaedra, there you go. Diversity again. Ow, please stop striking me with nasty things. Okay, keeps using retaliatory strike, which... I mean, I don't... I'm going to keep attacking it, despite the fact that it clearly keeps... Oh, shit! Shit the bed. Shit the bed. Shit the bed. Shit the bed. He's at 90%, that's why shit the bed is commencing. Okay, so are you like... oh, I see, you're not actually immune to everything now. But it's still going to be awkward, I think. I don't think I can get rid of those buffs. I think part of the whole beast is buffed, essentially. Oh, Oneric Maelstrom. Okay, that's probably a bad thing. Yes, it did feel like a bad thing, didn't it? It definitely felt like a bad thing. Muon Blaster! Oh dear. Has it? Yeah, it really has, hasn't it? It's regened a shitload of health. Well, this is annoying. Okay. Leslie, how did you regen all that health? I don't know, but I don't like it. Okay. It's doing Muon Blaster a bit too hardcore and a bit too much. Which is gonna be a problem. We've only really got the choice of pressing forward. So, let's go. Theoretically, it may slow down, which will allow Vanille to catch up on the healings. Nope, it's not going to. Okay, that's fine. I think basically we're stuck in this paradigm for the remainder, possibly the remainder of the battle. I'd love to do something about those debuffs, but I want to take advantage of the stagger meter at this exact moment in time. It refused to launch, which is concerning. Mirror and Blaster! I'm going to try. Okay, it didn't work. Oh well. Never mind. A little bit of pointlessness in your life. A little bit of pointlessness. So what I'm sort of hoping is maybe Vanille can do something about the buffs. But as I say, I think we established last time that its buffs are pretty much permanent and not able to be dispensed with. But we shall see. We shall see. Yes, indeed, we shall see. No, okay. Vanille has done nothing about those buffs. So I think we're stuck with the buffs for the remainder of the fight. Let's go try Disaster. Oh shit, it's doing its fucking 90% thing. Which I don't know if I can counter. Might be able to if we can break that. Oh, okay, Annihilation mode. Well, we did stagger it. But I'm not entirely sure. Special Beam Cannon. Fire. Muon Blaster. Fire. We're not doing terribly because it's not healed itself again, which is... Oh, I mean, I am mostly prepared, but... Not so prepared for that. Come on, buddy. Come on, please. Stop hitting me. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I mean... Yeah. Let's use a bonus potion, because... What I fear for my life, which is not great news. I would prefer not to fear for my life. Okay, good. Good. Hello, Mr. Chester Phoenix. Join us where we're facing against the Proudclad again. And it is again. I've not gone backwards. It is literally we are facing it off against it a second time. But this time it's bigger, meaner and nastier than ever before. And it's got all sorts of different and concerning tricks up its sleeve now. One of them was to heal itself. Another one is the percentage charge that turns it into annihilation mode, I think. In fairness, it might actually do a different charge now. Oh shit, it's doing more. It's charged a little quicker than I was anticipating. So please don't murder my face. Begging you. No, bully is not the one I meant to do. Solidarity, if anything. So that hopefully my sentinel can do some distraction. Although, having said that, the Muon Blaster is killing everybody, but the benefit of having sentinel is the wards that they provide, not just their sort of ability to be targeted. They do things that provide defense to the party, or rather, I suppose, possibly anybody close enough. Right, let's do some all-out magic. I think I'd be proud of a face like that. It's a face a mother could love. Just about. Oh god. Oh god, this is bad news first. Oh, I really could do with Fang as a synergist and Vanille as a medic. That would be really, really useful. I'm sure there's a mother somewhere that'd love that. Right, try and get my buffs back on while it's fiddling around. Because I could really do with that protect buff, because it's quite good. Oh, there you go, you've solved your own problem. A blind mother would love him dearly. Please don't let me die. I don't want to die, I'm too young to die. I'm going to have to start healing again, because otherwise we are slightly screwed. Let's try to eradicate that stagger meter. Come on, yes. We're doing surprisingly well on that stagger meter, baby, yes. Now a quick bit of bully for Fang, so that she can have strength incarnate for when she goes whacking the beastie. We are so very close now, but let's not risk it all on an all-out assault. Let's have a little medic action in here. Goodbye, Proudclad. It would have been nice knowing you, had you not been a penis. Royal Armlet and Eden Pharmaceuticals. Eden Pharmaceuticals, I believe, is a shop. One loosely assumes a shop that provides healing items. Hence the phrase pharmaceuticals. Lovely knowing you, Rosh, but, you know, fuck off and die now.
Rush, it's over. One of my soldiers.
I mean, a lot of them are Seath monsters now, but do we want to tell him that, or... Oh, alright, no, he's worked it out, I think.
Why are you doing this, Rush? I mean, haven't you done enough?
Enough. Under foul sea orders, I've orchestrated mass murder.
I know.
All to answer the fears of a panicked populace. For a people utterly dependent on the foul sea. It was the only solution I could offer. Even if that solution was a farce.
Then, you knew the foul sea were using us?
I believed their rule was best for Cocoon's present and future prosperity. But it seems I misjudged their benevolence. If this is my punishment, I accept it.
So, you're just gonna let everything go to hell, is that it?
You're right. One thing remains. This is SciComm Director Rosh. Attention all SciComm and Guardian Corps units. Suspend L'Cie operations. I repeat, suspend L'Cie operations. All units should focus their efforts on evacuating the civilian population. I do not issue this order as an absolute. You are free to make the choice.
Rosh!
Go. You're here to save Cocoon, aren't you? Or was that a farce as well?
I reckon this morning he learnt the word farce in the dictionary. Because he's used it a few times. And that's what happens, isn't it? You learn a word and then you want to try and slip it into conversations everywhere. I bet while he was sitting in his proud clad waiting for us to turn up, he was flitting through going, what's that word? Farce. Oh. I'll use that in conversation later. A word of the day calendar, that's it. That's even better. I feel like we should have stayed there. Because he's about to get mauled by behemoths, but still. Oh, actually, he's going to blow himself up. That's fine.
Is in your hands. This is my end. The end which I have chosen.
Yep. I'd say that was a grenade. Well, they now know he sacrificed himself. Got to keep pushing forward. We've got a mission. And that mission is probably going to kill more people. It's fine. We're the bad guys. Remember? It's fine. You know, that's a pretty bad grenade. In what way? Is it because it's not really got like a pin? It looked more like it just had... It looked like... Oh, what are they? I don't know, but... Oh, he pulled the pin and it went straight off. Yeah, there is that. But it looked like one of those tiny little juice... Like, I think you get them like tiny little bottles of like juice type thing. And it's got that sort of lid on it. And you snap that lid and you pop the little juice back. I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. But that's evident that you can't remember what they're called. But that's not the point. But it just reminded me of those things. Let's have a look at the Eden... Oh, that's interesting. Plautus's workshop. I think we have had Plautus's workshop. But, oh yeah, there we go. You've got the Lionheart, the Mistletoe, and then I'm assuming Sanctum Labs. Oh, Platinum Bingles, Royal Armlets. Oh, we just unlocked a Royal Armlet, didn't we? Oh, and 3 people already have them. Okay. Physical and magical resistance by 5%. Okay. And an N-type ring. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. And then finally, Eden Pharmaceuticals. Eden Pharmaceuticals. Ah, they're the ones who get you the Fortisol, Aegisol, Deceptisols. I see. So if I ever need to purchase Fortisols, Aegisols, and Deceptisols, I now can, which I suppose is of some benefit. Right, let's do the time walk. I don't remember the song. It's something like, let's do the time. Is it warp? I think it's warp, isn't it? Let's do the time warp again. Yes, upping them by 2. Hopefully now we've got some good stuff. Particle accelerators. If they have Deceptor Souls, shouldn't they have Auto Souls as well? Yes. Yes, I suppose they should. Come forth, Auto Souls. Auto Souls. Spray up and roll out. Hellish Talons. Yes, that's what we're after. And now, I don't know. I feel like if I put too many of these in. Okay. No, you're still leveling it. Okay, fair enough. Pop them all in then. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're now up to level 32, which is a little unexpected. Well, I suppose we probably ought to balance it out and do some other people's upgrades. So we'll pop a few... Oh, that's already got a plus times 3 attached to it at the moment. Perfect conductors. I mean, they're not that great, are they? I'd have thought a perfect conductor would be worth more, but I burnt through most of the things that were worth a lot of stuff when I did Fang just now. Yeah, I think we're now down to worthless shite. That's not going to be worth putting in anything. Well, now Fang is super duper strong, I would think. Theoretically, at least. I mean, certainly she's got the highest grade weapon I've got available to me at the moment. Which suggests she's going to do some damage. Activate the lift. Descend into the heart of Eden Hall. Well, I don't have much choice. Technically, the way back is completely blocked, theoretically. I don't think it's going to be, but I suspect we could probably have gone backwards if we wanted to, but really, forwards is the only option at this point. Oh, I mean, I did just save the progress, but yes, go on. You give me a save point just after a save point. Well done, game. Well done. You do understand what the point of having a save point was. It was to allow me to save it before I travelled into this new area. You didn't need to then panic and go, do you want another save? I don't know if we put a save point here. Maybe that was it. Maybe they hadn't designed it all fully. You never have too many save games. No, that's true. That's true.
If they made it this far, we'll see him soon enough.
Oh dear. We've got trouble heading our way. Oh, great. For giant lumbering monsters, they were able to get up bloody quick, weren't they? I have more trouble getting up.
Them two. They're all seeth.
Oh, shite. Maybe shite? That's not good shite. That's bad shite you can use. Maybe we can rescue this in the cutscene. Oh wow, that is quite the design flaw. Whoa! We're now in the crazy level. The crazy level is here. Orphan's Cradle, the nascent throne. And here we go. Are we in Tron now? It looks like it, doesn't it?
This is it. A lot of dreams died to get us here. And we can't let it be for nothing.
You said it. It's not just our future we're fighting for.
We'll do it for everyone. Faust rule ends here.
Daisley, we're coming for you.
So here we go. You know you're near the end. Computer. Could be. God damn it! Really? Really? Are you going to be a dick about this? I've got a nasty feeling you're going to be a dick about this. Yeah, no, you really are going to be a dick about this, aren't you? Yes, so it would seem. Are we going to be... Oh! Must you be a Billy Bastard? Billy Bastard chops. Fuck, I don't know. Oh, there we go, okay. Oh, hang on. No, not yet. I didn't know that was... Okay, I've got... 100% sure you don't want to just be good. You appear to be 100% sure you don't want to be good. Okay, that's fine. Just have to do a quick little restart. Because the control went off. And apparently Final Fantasy can't suddenly go, oh, you've turned it back on, have you? Oh, well, that's fine then. Every other bloody game in the bloody world can go, hey, your control's gone off. Oh, it's back on again. That's fine. Carry on, son. Carry on. Enjoy yourself. But no. Final Fantasy XIII, when your controller goes off, it goes... What controller? I didn't know any about any controllers. Did you have a controller? I don't remember there's a controller here. Right, load this data. Luckily, there was a save point right in front of me. And, you know, I wouldn't necessarily want to try and play a lot of the game in keyboard and mouse controls, because... I don't really know how to play the game with keyboard and mouse controls. However, getting, you know, punching myself forwards and hitting enter seemed like a reasonable assessment that allowed me to get forward and save the game at least. My happiness is true. I'd like to back attack, but the game said fucking no. That middle fella, is he new? Or am I wrong? Oh, no, I'm wrong. He just seems shinier. He seemed like a shiny, shiny man. And I didn't really recognise him as a shiny man. A shiny man. Shining down. Is he a shining man who's shining through for you? Are you going to do the proper buffs now? Because I may have to assume direct control of Fang and do it properly. What happened there then? Apparently you... Oh, I think you got interrupted maybe. Which I think you'll find that's the point of Veil, isn't it? Whoa, Vanille! Oh, for Jesus Christ, game. Must you be a Billy bullshitter all your life? The answer is a distinct no, but there you go. You have to be a little bit of a prick, because if you aren't, then you know it's not me playing the game. Well, in fairness, this is the same monsters as previously, so they really shouldn't be. I've faced off against a bunch of these sacrifice creatures, so they shouldn't be able to just pull that out of their ass, but I suppose they did. Just because they shouldn't be able to doesn't mean they haven't. But in fairness, even this level I don't think is going to put up too much of a fight. Bar perhaps silly mistakes, I suppose, on my part. Underestimating precisely what they are capable of. If left unchecked, I suppose. But because I'm having done quite so much of Grand Pulse, I kind of am over-leveled. And therefore, this shouldn't be too troublesome. However, as seen, mistakes can happen. To the weakest party members, of course. Whoops, bully was not what I meant to do. There you go, one more mistake could have finished me off inconveniently. I'm glad to hear it's all in the wrist, and I would hope you've mastered the wrist. There's no level quite like over level, because there's no level indeed. True. And I may end up being even more over level for the actual final boss, because I do have the plan on going back to Grand Pulse for a little bit. As much of a mistake as I'm sure it is, it's very much going to be, oh look, I'm allowed to go back to Grand Pulse. I'll go back to Grand Pulse. Oh good, I've been able to do that one. Oh good, I've been able to do that one. Oh, I can't do this one. Oh, I can't do this one. I can't do this one. I'm annoyed now. We're completing the game. So if you don't... That's a spoiler for the future weeks. I don't know how many weeks, but nonetheless that is a spoiler for the future weeks. Because it's very much distinctly what is going to happen. Yeah, nice big Ruinga spell. That's what we like to see in the house. Because we really do need to wipe one of these out very, very quickly. Because 4 of them... I said the enemy in the singular is not that strong. You times it by 4 and we're starting to have problems. Especially since it's got... they're relying a lot on debuffs. And the particularly nasty thing is, so far so good in the sort of I haven't been affected by it. Bully was not quite what I wanted. For some reason I keep thinking diversity is lower than it actually is. I don't know why. I always put diversity as the second one. And yet for some reason my finger is automatically going 2 down. 2 down for diversity. There you go, you may have just caught that off to the side. They are chucking the move Death at me. Which is, oddly enough, not a good thing. Nobody enjoys a death maneuver that can cause insta-death. As I say, so far, weirdly, I've been quite lucky in the fact that they haven't actually killed me yet. But that can obviously change in an instant. And the unfortunate truth is, I will forget all the many times that death has missed, and it will be that one occasion where it hits me, and I will be furious. Especially, okay, it just did damage, but especially if you see, okay, I hope people agree with me, but clearly quite a substantial volume of people don't, otherwise it would have been eradicated from video games. If you have a single person who game overs if they die, you should just point blank not be allowed to run instant death moves. Because if I get unlucky and Fang happens to take death and it succeeds, which, considering the fact that they've just double deathed her, we may be seeing it right here. No, we're okay. It's fine. But if I just get unlucky and death happens to go on Fang and it works, that's it, that's it. That's the fight done. And how that's not reasonable. And I don't think it's a valid argument to go, well, why don't you just equip anti-death equipment? Because it weakens them for everything else they do. And I don't know. I disagree that you should have to keep changing your equipment all the time just to counteract one bloody piece of bullshit that should never have been in the game in the first place. Insta-death moves in general are a bad idea, yes. Especially team-wide insta-death moves. I'm looking at you once again, Final Fantasy. Because you enjoy that one, don't you? You enjoy the old... oh, look. Let's do it's usually their level one that's the real kicker. If you just get unlucky and everybody's level 50, and it's death 10, everything divisible by 10 dies. Oh, cool. Bye. That's me gaming over. Cools. However you want to pronounce that word. Cools. They tended to be the bastards with that little manoeuvre. Ooh, what is this big thing? Is it going to try and kill me? Because I'd appreciate it if it didn't. Oh, okay, it's got a friend. And the friend has brought a friend. And just that's just the worst, isn't it? You invite a friend, and then that friend invites a friend. And is the friend of the friend going to invite a friend? Because at this point, we're being overrun by people. Oh, yeah, no. The friend of a friend is summoning a portal. Oh, they're all summoning portals. Okay, cool. I'm guessing I have to choose a portal. Choose a portal, any portal, choose a portal. Was this your portal? It was. My God, how did you do that?
That looks like a gate to Grand Pulse.
A last gift from Artangelus.
Oh, I see. This is hardcore final level. Which I know is obvious, because yes it is, but I didn't quite realise. I thought we had a level, then the way back to Grand Pulse would have appeared, and then we'd have gone back.
We're gonna run away. Now's our chance. So, guys, which way we go?
Well, oh dear, I don't know. Let's see. So,
Well then, what do we do?
I'm assuming that's a portal. That's a portal. This is a portal. This is portals. This appears to be a blank portal. Is there a reason why this is a blank portal? Can I use this portal? Is it blank because I can't use the portal? Okay, I think it's blank because I can't use the portal. Now, precisely why that one's blank, I do not know. Unless maybe that might link to the back of this dungeon, maybe? What is this portal linking to? Looks like this one's linking to Eden Hall, okay. So if I wanted to go to Eden Hall, I could do so. And now what we can also do is pop back to Grand Pulse, which I'm assuming I'm going to try popping back to Grand Pulse now, primarily because I said I would. I must admit, I don't necessarily feel like I've progressed that much. Could Okay, fine. You're gonna make life a little bit awkward. Gotta be in exactly the right place. And even then apparently it don't work. Could we... Where do you want me? Where do you want me going? No. It definitely should be working because we've seen it appear. No. Okay. Why are you being a douchebag? Fine. We'll venture out all the way here. And then we'll venture forward again. Hopefully this time be able to clip it. Just right. Nope. Nope, I think I missed it again. Oh my god, why are you fiddly? It should just be available on the entire platform. What are you doing? Absolute Billy bullshit. There we go. Rapid tapping. Maybe move the camera up. That might have been a good call. Yeah, that might have been why it had to be quite so far away. You're quite right. I might have tried that at some point, but luckily, furious tapping. If in doubt, furiously tap. That is how you solve a problem, especially ones called Maria. If you have a problem called Maria, then you get yourself a solution in the form of a furious tapping. Okay, so now then, I think it might be 55. I have no comprehension as to where 55 is. Okay. The first thing we'll do is we'll spend that Crystarium points that we've got, because we got a lot of points. So what we want to do is, I think Synergist is probably going to be the best bet for you. Unless, did we... No. Okay, well we'll carry on with Synergist, but at some point there should, I think, be a stage 10 Crystarium. Which makes me concerned that I'm going to waste a load of points here putting shit in here and then regret the decision when Crystarium level 10 comes around, but oh well. We shall see what happens. Just get easy stat boosts for now, I suppose. That is the solution I am going for. I don't think I've got the spell Holy at the moment, but I'll keep you updated if I ever do get it. Usually it's white mages that get Holy, so maybe medics get it. Or it might just be a sort of technique type thing that might pop up at some point. But, I don't recall it. But then again, it's always going to be late game, so you're never necessarily going to recall it being present, because it's late game. I don't know. Late game tends to get fuzzier, I think, because, especially for me, because what I tend to do is I go, oh, I fancy playing this. I'm bored of this now. Don't always get to the ends of each of these things. So, not my best thing. I know that was an exclamation at you not being able to get through the portal, I see. Sentinel for you, I think. Come along, please, do. Diddly-dee. Skippity-doo. Right, there we go. Okay, we've got ourselves some bonus stats. But now I don't know where I want to go. Which is going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Because it does mean, and I don't know if I'm quite ready to just wander around Grand Pulse again. Because it's a bit like, oh. So I wonder, let's look there first, I think. We'll check this area first. Your ongoing folder on Steam used to be about 40-ish games, good lord. Have you... Now, is that... It used to be about 40-ish games. It's now 400! Help me, please! Or is that I've managed to dedicate myself to it, and it's now only a few. Or is it simply... yeah, it used to be. I'm saying used to be, but yeah, it still is. We can't help myself. Well, that's a nuisance, isn't it? Okay, no, that's not. And that's not there. Now, where is that? I don't know. Oh, that's the boat, isn't it? That's the boat. Okay, we can probably pop over there to deal with the boat. And did you have to turn around? Also, did you have to run away? Because now you've got me facing a direction I don't need to be facing. Currently 25 games, but you can beat some of them games fairly quickly. Ooh, I'll tell you what. What's the top 3? What's the top 3 you can think of off the top of your head that is currently in the ongoing folder? I'm curious. I'm curious what you are playing at the moment. Although I know a couple of them. Crusader Kings. And you were playing something earlier, but I can't remember what that one was now. So make that a bonus one. 3 that I don't know of, and 1 bonus, the one you were playing this afternoon. The name escaped me. And if you're wondering how I know you were playing something this afternoon, Discord. If you were wondering, just in case you were slightly concerned. How did he know? He's outside the window. Yes. I'm stealing your Wi-Fi in the garden. But I'm covered by a bush. It's the perfect crime. When I laughed there, if you were looking out the window, you would have seen the bit of the bush slightly gyrate. But it's fine. It's fine. There's a bit of a breeze, so you wouldn't think anything of a slightly swaying bush. Depends on the bush, really. Don't tippity-tap me, you irritating little creature. Ruinga. Yeah, he left himself open for a Ruinga. And I fucking ruined him. Oh dear, 3 stars? Well, that's disappointing. Especially considering I did do it in, well within. Rage 2! Yes, I have seen Rage 2. Not 100% sure that's the one, but that I saw earlier, but nonetheless, Rage 2. Rage 2 I definitely have seen crop up a couple of times. Whether it was this afternoon or not, I can't be certain. Monster Hunter World, excellent game. Dusk? Anybody? No? Dusk? Anybody? No? Dusk I can't quite recall. I feel like I recognise the name, I just can't quite recall what it is. And Wargroove is the Advance Wars PC thing, essentially. Essentially, it was built around a love of Advance. It was built on a love of because everybody just does love. It was clearly built on a love of Advance Wars, I think is the idea. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The Henry Stickmin Collection. That is the title. It's sometimes I hate the way my brain works, because it's like, it clearly knows the information. It clearly knows the information. But can never quite sort of get the information in an appropriate file format. But then when someone else converts it into the appropriate file format, it goes, yeah, that's the one. Unbelievable. I'm surprised we haven't seen Caliber doing Wargroove as streamables. I suppose he's had plenty of others to do, but I think he had issues with Wargroove, didn't he? But I'm fairly certain the main campaign was not one of them. But I might be mistaken. I cannot say precisely what his brain is thinking at any given time. Nick really liked the Stickmin games, so I got pestered into getting it, yes. I can't deny, they do look quite good. I've seen Punk play it a couple of times, and I think that's it, actually. I've looked at the Steam page as well and seen Punk playing it, and it does look quite good. And I think, I don't know, I can't quite recall, it might have been Nicarin. I think someone purchased it for Mr. Caliber as well, didn't they, at some point? So I imagine that one's that it. I remember when I was saying you didn't like what the game wants you to do, get stuff after you beat the game. Ah, I see. Just keep punching the big beastie. And I'm not going to lie, I could avoid a lot of these battles. The reason I'm not is because every bit of CP helps. So I might as well gather as much as I can. And they're not too troublesome. They're basically now just hit the button enemies, which I can get behind. I can get behind enemies where it's just hit the button, it does its thing, and you can just sit and relax and enjoy the flashing images as they flitter out the screen. But I'm, you know, if you were thinking these battles seem pointless, yep. But sometimes it's easier just to go through them, to be honest. Wargroove, meanwhile, found the penultimate level in the campaign unfun. Oh dear. Never a good sign. Never a good sign. But so often tragically the way, I feel. It's because I suppose a lot of the time they want to try and raise the difficulty. And I don't, you know, I don't know what makes it unfun, so feel free to inform me. But a lot of the time the games like to try and get an increase in difficulty. And the unfortunate truth is sometimes the way they try and accomplish that is just not good. It's just like actively shitty way of, you know, making it awkward. Making it, that's the key thing, making it awkward instead of like difficult. That's the crucial element, I think. But I'm curious, did Wargroove actually commit a cardinal sin at all? And that's what made it unfun? Or is it just... But I mean, it might just be boring. They may have just gone, yeah, you've just got to go through a load of enemy units. That's about it. We couldn't really be bothered. We got to the end and we thought, nah, whatever, they've come this far, fuck them. Oh, that is a non-path. Oh dear, please don't. Please don't do whatever it is you think you're doing, computer. That is not convenient. Okay, so theoretically, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. What mission are you? Ah, the 55. Now, I feel like the 55 is the one I want to do. So I will try and do it, but, yes. Get control of all the leader units and only them, and every 3 turns one of them gets mind-controlled by the big bad. Okay. Which gives them their equivalent of the CO powers at the same time. If any of your unit dies, you lose the mission. Oh dear. Yeah, I can see why that perhaps is a little bit ugh. Because I suppose equally, there's an element of them trying to tag story into some of that mission, and sometimes that doesn't work either, because it just ends up being a bit sort of like, ugh. Must you stick your storyline in the missions? You're trying to manipulate a system that doesn't work for this sort of idea. Don't get me wrong, some of them do it really well, but some, you just look at them and go, oh, did you have to? Alright, let's get back to the teleporter. And then, well, hang on, where do I actually want to go? Can we all just get along? So the Arcart step, so that shouldn't necessarily be too bad. Neo Chew, now that's going to be an interesting one. It's really an annoying slog of a level when you're baiting a couple of units into attacking you while constantly trying to have everyone spread out. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know. I must admit, I've never been a huge Advance Wars fan myself, because I've always found them a bit of a sort of tactical slog for those ones. I do like some tactical games, but I'm more sort of slightly more Fire Emblem-y and sort of tactics-y, and by tactics I do include Final Fantasy Tactics, but I do sort of mean a bit more all of them. All of them. Because there's Onimusha Tactics, and there was a string of them. A lot of them came out on handhelds, I think. But there was often sort of a handheld kind of thing that was like, oh, hey, here's a handheld version of your favourite fancy game, but it's tactics this time. And for me, that was absolutely brilliant, because I quite liked that. So when they were all doing that sort of thing, it was very much like, oh, yeah, no, that's lovely. I like the idea of that. Right, now, whereabouts? Okay. Oh, I see. As I say, that's not a standard... It's not a standard tool, which means it could prove troublesome. To unlock the final campaign mission, you have to get a certain number of stars from clearing levels in the game's challenge rooms. I see. I suppose, arguably... yeah, that's an odd one for him. I suppose maybe... I don't know. It feels like maybe there's a certain amount of psychology there, where the final campaign mission is you're being forced into completing all of those things to get to the final campaign mission. Because I'd be surprised if he didn't want to do all of those anyway. But, you know, I do wonder... Oh, or are the challenge rooms just not good? I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm talking about someone else whilst also discussing a game that I've never played. So all of this is theorising and hypothesis and probably bullshit. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm trying, but most of what I'm saying is probably wrong. But nonetheless, you know, it strikes me as he would want to do all of those challenges anyway, but it also strikes me as it might be the sort of thing that I stumble into every now and again when, yeah, sure, I would like to do all of these things, but I don't want to be forced to do all of these things to get to an end point, which is what I find on some of these things. You know, games that do certain things, like, what is it, the older... If you want to, for some of them, you know, fucking ones that do DLC finishes, they're always a bad one. Not that I'm saying they did that, just that's another example of end points that are sort of locked behind daft gates. We'll try and diggy. Yeah, I've got a nasty feeling about that chew. Chew. Ow, you little fucking cactus shit. And you don't want cactus shit. You don't want cactus shit. I've got a nasty feeling the diggy is over here, isn't it? Yeah, okay, we might be able to just squeeze in the diggy. Yeah, I'd suggest what they should have done was just keep the campaign as a campaign. So you travel through the campaign, you enjoy the campaign, you finish the campaign. Ooh, Gazal Reef. I'm assuming Gazal Reef. I thought it said wealth at first, but it's not. It's W-R-E-A-T-H. Wreath. Oh, I got a nasty feeling about this little prick. I think he's going to irritate me, especially because I don't think I can get the back attack. Oh, I suppose actually I should possibly try and use my tools for doing back attacks. Right, what we want, I think, is going to be Libra Scope is definitely... Oh, okay, we need diversity already. That's not a good... Oh, I think I just game overed already. Okay, good. Right, okay. Luck or an ominous sign of this being horseshit? I think it might be an ominous sign of horseshit. But what we'll do is we'll push the wrong button first, as is standard. We will then Fortizol, Aegisol, Anusol, and Deceptisol. And then hopefully, maybe, try and get the back attack, although I'm not convinced this thing can be back attacked. No, it can't. Right, Libroscope. Try and take down the Pichus. Loop back around to the other games. Dusk is an FPS made to look and play like old Quake Doom style of FPS. Interesting. Okay. It's weird, because I felt like I knew the name, but now I feel like I don't know the name. But maybe I do know the name. I just don't know I know the name. Oh, Christ, yeah, this is... Have we just lost again already? No, not quite yet. No, we definitely need to get rid of the little ones. I think we're going to have to utilise the standard Ochu stratagem, but with a sort of... I mean, with a it's going to kick the shit out of me twist. Which I'd prefer it not to have that twist. But I fear that is the twist here. The twist is they're going to just absolutely fucking wreck me. Let's try and clear out some Pico... they're Picochus. Okay, pollen is a problem. Yep, as suspected. Do do do. Do 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 do. Come on, please. Okay, let's get back to Relentless Assault for a moment, because we might be able to slay one of these a little bit quicker. Come on, please. Come on, please. Come on, please. Ideally, before it pollens again. Okay, Screech could be an issue. Did I? Yeah, yeah. Okay, Screech just... no, I think this is one of those ones which is just a no, really, isn't it? Because no matter what I do, I think Screech is going to wipe out a health bar, which is going to be an inconvenience. I'll give it one last chance, but if I do much more than one last chance, I'm going to start losing my temper again, and I don't really want to do that. So we'll just have to... I do need to keep using that bloody Libroscope to get scan information to get the most out of our fighters, though. It's always fresh. Jesus fucking Christ. Monster Hunter World, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It's a fantastic game. Absolutely brilliant game. Probably the... Well, I can't 100% say this because I haven't played the latest. I think it's Monster Hunter Rise? But it's probably the best Monster Hunter game I have played. And I've played a few of them. I played a fair chunk of them. But nonetheless, World is just... Oh, magnifique. They tightened up the controls, they developed new bits and pieces, and they just generally knocked it out the fucking park with that one. Absolutely made a smash hit with that one. I would highly recommend everyone play that game because it is just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And that's not necessarily just the gameplay, to be honest. That's everything surrounding it as well. Okay, now we need to find out if that's going to kill me. And it didn't. But it very nearly did. Bring our medic back. The only reason we survived was because Sentinel Snow was popping out the sort of... Oh, and there goes Sentinel Snow. Good. Yeah, I think I'm ready to call this one bullshit. Oh, good. Oh, good. We've lost the healer. Yeah, there's too many. There's too many of these little fuckers. I can't wipe them out, and they're going to be resummoned. That's the key problem. Yeah, nah, right. We're done. We're done.
Can't be serious.
Marvelous. And yes. That is absolutely true. They made it so much better. So much better. What weapon do I use? I tend to favour the Bug Glaive. Because the Bug Glaive is awesome. Because I am the mighty jumping madman who will just leap and fly. Because some of the twirly-whirly stuff you can do with the Bug Glaive is fantastic. Especially when you get all of the juices from your bug. Because you send the bug off. I don't know, you may have played the Bug Glaive, but the fundamentals of the Bug Glaive are you stay back for a bit, send your bug off to the floor is lava weapon. That's the one. That is the one. The jumping madman. But you send the weapon off to be... you send the bug off to get all the little juices out of the monster, which is sometimes easier said than done. It's an interesting one, because sometimes you can aim the bloody staff and get nothing, or you get the wrong bug juice. And then other times you can just go bug, go! And he comes back with the right one. And it's a bit erratic on that front, but nonetheless quite a good little system. And then once you've juiced yourself up with your bug bits, you can get all in there with maximum flitting and jumping and craziness, and it is very satisfying. It is a super satisfying thing to do. Now see, I favour the bug glaive as my primary. Yes, teleport, but I'm not entirely sure where. Is it the base camp? It might be the base camp. The gun lance and hunting horn. I'm familiar with the hunting horn. Never really dedicated myself to it, but I am familiar with it. The gun lance, again, I suppose I'm familiar with it, but never really dedicated myself to it. Familiar with the idea of the gun lance, just never really gotten good at the gun lance. Did I get the correct one? I did! Look at that! Warping back to Orphan's little cradle. Yes, we are now. If it wasn't obvious, I went to Grand Pulse. I said, fuck off, Grand Pulse. And now I'm going back to Orphan's Cradle. So, I don't know for certain if we are calling it as a completion yet. But I definitely, if I'm going to stand a chance against that fucking Neo Chew, I need way more levels. Because that was just not happening. I can't deny it. I'm not actually ready to complete this game yet. And by that, I mean I haven't prepped the next game. And it's going to be awkward if I complete the game today. So, I'm kind of slightly biased towards not completing the game. But there you go. I don't think I will, in fairness. I think we've got at least an hour or so's worth of dungeon left. And then on top of an hour or so's worth of dungeon, oh, fucking every time, bully instead of diversity. I really need to stop bullying people and believe in diversity. That's the problem I seem to be having at the moment. Also, the fact that I've got more debuffs than you can shake a stick at. So there you go. True, but I sort of need... Essentially what I'll find myself doing is either I'll need to pick another Final Fantasy game and thus be able to use the Final Fantasy overlay, or build a new overlay because it won't be Final Fantasy. And the general plan, because I say I don't have a plan, I do have a plan. The problem is I haven't actively strode towards the plan, which is an issue, because having not actively strode towards the plan is in no way, shape or form active at this point. It is very much a passive plan off in the distance of, it'll take me ages to complete Final Fantasy XIII, and in fairness, it has, because I've been playing it for about 65 hours. So, strictly speaking, it has taken me a long time. But I suppose it's the age-old thing where you've got a lengthy deadline. You put it all off until the last minute because you think, that deadline's miles away, I don't have to worry about this deadline, do I? And then the deadline creeps up and you go, shit. There are probably worse games to play for 65 hours, and in fairness, if it was a worse game, I wouldn't have played it 65 hours. But as I say, I think I've discussed this in the past, but my experience with Final Fantasy XIII was everybody hates it. Well, I'll give it a go. I'm not keen. I don't want to continue playing this. I haven't played Final Fantasy XIII in ages. I think I'll give it another go. Oh, I think I'm understanding where I went wrong the first time, and this is actually not bad. I'm quite enjoying it. And so, lo and behold, I then completed it the second time round, and now I'm doing it a third time. Although this will only be my second completion, theoretically. So, yeah. That was my system with Final Fantasy 13. I don't like it. Oh, I do like it. I love it. But that's how these things go sometimes. Thank you. It's a shame. Do you absolutely not have a Sunaga? I suppose arguably that might be... If we can find out when I get rank 10... I don't know. What I might end up doing, I suppose, is... It depends on when... Because I'm fairly certain there is a level 10 or a Crystarium rank 10, whatever it is, in the roles I have been focused on. So... Vanille will get a medic rank 9, rank 10, Snow, Ravager 10, etc, etc. And at that point, it might be worthwhile going back to Grand Pulse, which I think that blank portal, I feel like that might be, you go through the cradle, you're given another portal to be able to go back to the beginning of the cradle, so that you can then go back to Grand Pulse just before the final boss fight. However, I've been wrong in the past. I'll be wrong in the future, and I may very well be wrong in the present. So, we shall, to a certain extent, it's just play it and see what happens, I suppose, but I don't know, I can't help. My brain works like that. It has to know every possible outcome and future path has to be laid out ahead of me with a sort of like, oh yes, no, I know exactly what's happening down here, down here, down here, down here, down here. You've played Dark Souls 2 for that long, and the game is certainly worse than this. Oh, I don't know, I mean... yeah, I don't like Dark Souls. There's no two ways around it. I don't like it, but I do like it. I don't like it, but I do like it. I want to like it, but the game doesn't want me to like it. That's my experience with all of them. More so stuff like Bloodborne. Bloodborne's the one I would really like to actually be better at, but unfortunately it just no, it requires just that touch too much. That the problem I find, I think, is it triggers basically everything that irritates me. And I know that sounds like a you problem, and it is hugely a me problem, and I fully accept that. But that doesn't, that doesn't mean I've got a solution to the problem. But the other one I really wouldn't mind is that Sekiro. Is it Sekiro? Yeah, Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice, I think it is, isn't it? But that's one of those ones where I'd love to... I just can't justify buying it. But I'd love to try it. Probably to find out... Basically to find out that I'm shit at it. And I don't want to ever play it again. But it really does look distinctly like it just impossible to really go with that game. Is that actually doing it? No, I don't know. Oh, there is just a straight up. I can just go up one. I didn't. If there was a blue loopity-doop, I did not see the blue loopity-doop. Looks like we're going to go back on ourselves because for once in this game's life, it has done the right thing. I saw a nook, and I went to the nook, and lo and behold, the nook actually had something in it. But yeah, what's weird, I'm assuming it's because it's designed to be slightly secret, maybe? But usually you would have a little blue whirly-do. A little blue whirly-do that showed that you could jump across it. But you do not have whirly-doos here. It's weird. It's weird and annoying. Oh, hello. Alright, mate. You came out of nowhere, didn't you? Well, I don't mind. I'll kill you. The Aquila Velacycle. Does anybody else know the TV series Aquila? It was a children's TV series. Years and years and years and years and years ago. It was a children's TV series where I think it was like an alien... Oh, fucking hell. An alien fucking hell, yeah. It was a children's TV series and they summoned an alien fucking hell to the Earth. No, It was some kind of alien ship that had crashed, and that's about all I can remember. But yeah, it was a nice little series. I have fond memories of it, even if I don't actually have the memories of it. I realise that doesn't necessarily make sense, but that's how my weird memory works. It can remember certain amounts of the feelings towards things, but doesn't necessarily remember the things in any real detail. It remembers a general sense of, I liked it nicely. It was fun. I mean, I suspect to a certain extent, if I watched it again now, I'd probably go, wow, past me was a fucking child. And then I'd realise to myself, oh wait, yes, past me was a child. Okay, that's fine. That's quite a lot of stagger. Ah, it's a shame. I was going to try and do that high wind again, but they just... It's another one of those weird little ones that makes me think I should look it up. Because their big fancy moves are just shit. And it seems unreasonable to say, but it seems to be the truth. They're just bad. And there you go. Seems peculiar to just have this thing as like, yeah, no, it's just not good. It's just not a good thing. It's terrible. But I tell you what, he's a chunky little boy, isn't he? Chunky little boy who doesn't want to die. And do you know what we do to chunky little boys who don't want to die? We kill them. Because sometimes you can't have what you want. You wanted to live. I wanted you to die. One of us had to be correct. Ooh, there's a treasure chest. Ah, no, see, here we go. Blue whirly-durlies. So they do at least exist in this area. But what they don't seem to do is exist in that one elevated area. Very strange. Perfect conductors. I think they're basically giving you a lot of stuff that you can plough into weapons to try and make your final weapons choice a bit more viable. Oh, more treasure chests. My God. They've taken all of the treasure chests that I said should be in nooks and crannies earlier on, and they've popped them all in Orphan's Cradle. I suppose maybe that's the problem. The little orphan, he was able to get his hands on all my treasures, and he's hoarded them, because he's not had treasures in the past. I think it knows. Yeah, it knows. Now we know. Now we know. So did we actually get a scan on it? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. A Tesla turbine. But it's a weird little creature. A weird little creature. Now, what is your instinct? Protector? I can agree with Protector. As long as you follow it up with Braverer and Faithful. At that point, we can fully agree with what your decisions are. Yes, good girl, Fang. Absolutely on board with your choices. Apart from, I want you to do you first, not the nil. And we will cut the Braverer off of Vanille because she doesn't use physical attacks. Therefore, Braverer on Vanille is like TV in Honeymoon Suite. Absolutely pointless. It's a quote from Murder by Death, I believe it was called. Or was it? Yes, it's called Murder by Death. It was a spoof of murder mysteries. With a name like Murder by Death, you would expect it to be a spoof. But yeah, it was Peter Sellers, I believe, that line. He was unfortunately acceptable. Well, it was unacceptable at the time, but allowed at the time, I suppose. Dressed up like a Chinese person. And he was an investigator, and he used to sort of say, you know, this is like so-and-so in a so-and-so. And one of them, specifically, was TV and Honeymoon Suite. Absolutely pointless. But it was a very good, entertaining, and very daft program. Now, sir, you're going to do the right thing and turn around. Or are we going to have to just have a stare down here? I don't think he's going to do the right thing and turn around, is he? Can we sidle around the side of him? I mean, we definitely sidled around the side. Whether it did me any good is... No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. Libra the Megrim Thresher. My God, what a name. What a name on the Megrim Thresher. Oh, yes, indeed. Carry on twatting him. Get a bit of bully in the house right now. Get a bit of bully in the house. That name is pretty raw. Yeah, the Megrim. Megrim. It's Megrim Thresher. Oh, top of the morning to you. I've bought Megrim Thresher. I thought you could do with tidying up your fields, so I bought you Megrim Thresher. That's very good. Does its job very well, sir. Very well indeed. Whoa, could do with you doing the synergist thing, please. No, no. Oh, you've been interrupted, that's the problem. When you get jerked into the air like that, you get interrupted, which is the problem. Oh, he's got big guns. I suppose, in fairness, we can see that he's got full-on knee mounted. In fact, he has got an arsenal, like it's going out of fashion there, hasn't he? I suppose he is called Megrim Thresher, in fairness. You'd expect him to have quite a hefty arsenal, but he's got, like, fucking twitchy turrets on the top of him, knee cannons, and undermounted bollock cannons. And fusillade. He's going to fusillade me to death. In fact, yeah, he probably is actually going to fusillade me to death. I'm still running slightly overconfident, I think, which is proving a slight detriment. Although I am using a medic, so it's not completely overconfident, but it is still a little bit like I expect them to die a lot quicker and a lot easier than they are proving to be. So clearly my time in Grand Pulse was not as efficient at getting me crystal points out the wazoo as much as I had first thought. But I can't deny the fact that he's poisoned is helping out no end. Like, it's difficult. He's got such a heavy-duty health bar that you really can't see the poison actually doing anything. It's much nicer if you can actually see. Because arguably, it would actually be nicer if they'd done poison as a bit more of a distinct tick, maybe. That would have been slightly more visually pleasing to behold. Oh, we should probably be able to kill it. Go on, come on. There you go. Good. I was slightly concerned you weren't going to be able to, but oh, that's good. 5 stars. It's lucky I almost got you killed. Although, having said that, they expected you to do it in 4 minutes, which suggests I am substantially powerful, considering I did it in 2, which is not too bad. It's not too shabby. Particle accelerators, that's the good one. Or at least it's the best one I know of at this point in time. Right, so I think we want to just traverse this area here. Oh, down there. No, down fang. Down fang, down fang. I said down fang. That's a treasure chest we've already got. And I need you to go down fang. Although now I need you to go up fang. Well, you fucking... I'm Australian. You make up your mind. That's not Australian, is it? No. As close as it's going to get right now. G'day. G'day, I'm Fang. You wanted me to go down. Now you want me to go up. You'll make up your fucking mind, you will, won't you? You little shit. Don't make me stab you in the face with my spear. That's not that little jingle. I think it's Robot Chicken. It's just lodged in my brain. Comes out quite a lot, that one. Concerning sometimes, actually. Concerning. Right, back up here. Are we moving? Are we moving? No, now we're moving. I think you have to clip the centre path. Is this back to where we came from? I think so. God, it's difficult to tell here. Right. So yeah, apparently the way I'm supposed to go is over here. And I will, to a certain extent, go where I'm supposed to go at this exact moment in time. Not that I often go where I'm supposed to go. A lot of the time I try to go the opposite way, but I've got a feeling you have to track each of these 3 big beasties. Sea King's beards! I didn't know the Sea King possessed a beard. I know it's a big fish. Oh wow, that's a big fish. That's an upgrade of your Oberoni type thing. A Dagonite. Now, right. Oh, wow. He just buffed himself, didn't he? He got himself in the buff. Now we want to Libra him to find out more. What can you do now you've stripped off all your clothes? Not a lot, in fairness. That was a piece of piss. I suppose arguably they're sort of introducing you to it. They want you to understand that it has the potential to kick the shit out of you, and then they'll dispatch about 4. It's actually 3, isn't it? They'll dispatch a whole bunch of them to truly kick you in the dick. And with feet like that, it's gonna hurt. Did we definitely get the scan? Yes, we did. Marvellous. Unfortunately, we didn't get the back attack, which was slightly poor. Poor choice on my part. I should have perhaps focused a little bit harder. But unfortunately I didn't, so we will just have to make do. Whoa there. What is the hurry? I think he's forgotten to get the bus. And the bus has just left, so he's gone sprinting after it. I think it's probably easier, mate, if you just wait for the next one. You may be late to your meeting, but, you know, you'll look at less of a Burke than you do chasing after a bus. Do-do-do-do. And the bus driver, you just know that bus driver's laughing to himself. I've managed to leave early and leave him behind. Oh, they are. They do like that rush manoeuvre, don't they? The rush jets. Oh, they are ugly, aren't they? My word. They combine the worst features of a bird with the worst features of a fish, and they form the third, or the bish. But that sounds a bit too much like it might be a nickname for John Bishop or something. They are faces only a blind mother could love again, once more. They've got a little bit of sort of like, I don't know, crayfish type thing in the face region as well, I think. Might not be 100% accurate, but I don't know, there's just something about there's a slight segmentation to the top of their head, which sort of reminds me of lobster. I think it's lobster that it's reminding me of. Well, that doesn't necessarily, it still looks like it might be squishy, so it's not full-on segmented armour or what have you. And they definitely are squishy because they went down quite easily. 5-star rating. So they definitely had scales, and they definitely were squishy because we just got a moistened scale, which frankly I don't think I want. Some of these things that are in my pockets, I'm really not entirely sold on having them in my pockets. They feel like they are things I don't want in my pockets. Unlike Polly, who I definitely want in my pocket. Which sounds a lot more disgusting than it was intended to be, because it's just a reference to an old children's toy. I say old, they may still exist. But I used to have the boys' equivalent, of course, which was Monster in my pocket. And they were quite clever. I don't know, this may be before your time. Oh, you little prick. And that's not because it might be before your time. But yeah, Monster in my pocket. They were interesting little sort of plastic cases, and you would open them up and you'd get this little tiny sort of almost diorama type thing, really. And you could place your little monster. just gets more euphemistic, doesn't it? You could place a little monster in the sort of diorama piece, and then you could sort of put, if you had multiple, you could sort of put them in a row and stuff, and you still had to use your imagination to a certain extent, because they weren't quite as dedicated world-building type things as they perhaps would be nowadays, but nonetheless, they were quite entertaining. A little bit. Oh, you see? Fuck you, game. Fuck you.
Sorry.
Fuck you. No, sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry does not cut it. You deathed me, game. You deathed me. And we've established that you deathing me is... Oh, horseshit. I should have vetoed in the meeting where they were designing the toy. Possibly, but in fairness, that name described exactly what they were. They were monsters, and they were in your pocket. Which is exactly what they did. They sat there in your pocket. Although, having said that, in fairness, you'd need cargo pants. That's the level of pocket we're talking. They're not like just, oh look, you can pop them in a sort of... You certainly could not pop them in a jean pocket. That'd be way too tight. Way too tight to pop them in a jean pocket. But you could possibly pop them in a cargo pant pocket. You might even be able to get 2 in a cargo pant pocket. I think I actually still own some of them. I think they're in a sort of in a crate somewhere. Not 100% sure where, but I believe they are still owned. But yeah, they were sort of... the other thing, of course, were... What they were cases that were like monster faces, because I think, if memory serves, there was definitely one that was in the shape of like a purple skull. Why it was purple, I do not know, but I suppose that was just the plastic it was made out of. But, yeah, it was in the shape of a purple skull, and then you'd open that purple skull up to reveal the sort of monster inside and the diorama that you could use to sort of play with your little monster in. But yeah, they were quite entertaining, in fairness. I quite enjoyed them. I can't quite remember. I think I had at least maybe 2 or 3, something like that. I think they were one of those ones that you would collect, that sort of deal. You would collect them all. And as I say, there was, of course, the female version, which I must admit I couldn't name or describe any of those, but there was the female, the small girls version, which was Polly in my pocket, which was basically a tiny version of Barbie, I think, if memory serves. It wasn't officially Barbie. It was just, you know, they were all pink, and you know, it was a supermodel on a diorama of, you know, pink things, which, as we all know, is exclusively what all small girls want at all times. I am, of course, there being sarcastic, just in case. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, we're alright. Everybody's okay. We're not doing hugely well on the whole debuff thing. Because, again... Are you going to do me? No. Good. Right. Marvellous. We can move on without swearing at the game. It's always pleasant. I mean, I don't want to swear at you, Final Fantasy XIII, but you do try me. You do try to push the swear button. I've seen you scrabbling around going, where is it? Where is it? I want the swear button. I want the swear button. I keep launching all these death attacks at my protagonist. Are you gonna... You're trying again? No, you failed once again, I'm afraid. You missed the swear button once more, luckily. But it definitely wants it, doesn't it? It definitely keeps going after it. But do you know what? And I know it's churlish and childish and any other ish you can think of, but on principle, I refuse to change my equipment to counteract death. And I know it's silly, but I refuse to be curtailed into having to change my equipment just to counteract a piece of bullshit. Exactly. If you change it, then the game wins. Exactly. That's it. And we can't allow that to happen. So unfortunately, what we have to do is rely purely on luck and hope for the best. And prepare for the worst by thinking up a swear word. We're okay. The swear word gets to remain on the shelf, but it is within arm's reach. So whenever we need it, it is present, it is available. We will be able to bring it out and swear at the machine. And swear at the game, I suppose. The machine is doing nothing wrong. I apologise for bringing you into it, machine. And yes, I do talk to all of my stuff. I think I need more people in my life. And that's not a revelation. That's something been known for quite some time, but nonetheless. It's fine, machine. I didn't mean to besmirch your good name. You're doing a magnificent job. You're doing a stream. You're doing a game. You're doing a microphone. Fuck, you're even doing a camera. Not a live camera, I'd like to point out, but nonetheless a camera and a light. Both of those are off at the moment, but nonetheless, it's still got them. Still holding steady with all of those things plugged in. So many things. I think we do want to just carry on going down here. Yeah, because there's a treasure chest. Treasure, I treasure my memories of you. I don't know how to get that central treasure chest though. Oh, I think I may have figured out how to get that central treasure chest. I don't think it's that complicated. I think it is just follow the path. Or is it? No? Maybe? Don't know. Could you repeat the question? I'm gonna sprint down this path. And by down I obviously mean up, because it's actually an upward path. It's a fascinating little level, this, isn't it? Weird sort of swirly gate at the end. I mean, it makes no actual sense whatsoever, but it's beautiful to behold, isn't it? And amazingly pink. Amazingly pinky. They just shot all the pink cannons at this level and went, yeah, that'll do. What problem can't be solved by throwing pink at it? We did check that path down there, didn't we? I'm massively certain we did. Yeah. I don't think there was anything there. Which was a bit of a problem. Yes, a bit of a problem in my vest. I just like to rhyme things for no good reason. You never know. If you just carry on rhyming, carry on rhyming, cause when you're rhyming, you know that you're thinking of me. But if you just carry on trying to rhyme, you never know when you're going to come out with some kind of epic poem that will live on for years to come. And it will be found in the future, and people will go, my God, that was deep and meaningful. Although the fact that most of mine have the word poo in them, I suspect they probably won't think they're deep and meaningful, but you never know. Just carry on beating that Dagonite down. Now gone full one-hand mode on the controller, because I'm drinking and itching. So let's hope I don't have to immediately change paradigm, because I have not got that side of the controller available to me. There we go. We won. And another Sea King's beard. I must look up the Pokemon Sea King and see if it actually has any form of beard. I would be interested now, but I don't think it does. A shamanic spear? It's so late in the game to be given a shamanic spear. Because I'm assuming that is based on if you want to do her sort of... Yeah. So it greatly reduces physical damage dealt, but it's going to buff her magic something drastic. So if you really wanted her to be magical, that's the opportunity to do so. But it's so late in the game. I just can't... This is the point in time where I feel like I'm doing Final Fantasy XIII wrong. Because it just feels wrong to change equipment this late. Especially if you've actually bothered enhancing any of your equipment. Because I don't know, maybe I'll find out at some point if I dismantle the level 32 glaive, maybe that will net me exactly that amount of experience back. So it'll either come back in the form of a bunch of different items that equate to what I've put in it, or there's some kind of special, dismantled glaive item that equates to, they put in exactly the amount of experience you've shoved in it. But I don't think that's true. So it's kind of like, well, if that, I don't know. I'm just sort of following around and hoping for the best, that something happens that hasn't happened before. I think it's that jet bay over there, unless that's the way we came in. Oh, I see. More enemies. Okay, cool. But it is, in fairness, as it turns out, it is that jet bay over there. They've just added enemies in... Oh! Bullshit! Bullshit! Oh, I suppose the bloody bicycle saw me. I must admit, sacrificing a bicycle could prove troublesome, because they are Nasty units. Nasty units coming my way. Nasty units, go away. Please go away today. Come again tomorrow when I'm not playing the game. Then you can really get away with whatever you want to do. Which, of course, could be a poo. It had to appear at some point. At some point, it always has to rhyme with poo. It is a fact of life. A fact of life is here. A fact of life is every poem rhymes with poo. You just don't know it because you're too busy listening to pro poems. Well, we've almost killed the sacrifice, which is nice. The one disadvantage, of course, is it had all the debuffs on it. Oh no, the Volacycle got some as well. Good. I'm glad to see Vanille spreading the love. Like a sabotaging virus carrier. Tri-Disaster might be beneficial to get that break point a little bit quicker. Oh, by a little bit quicker, I meant way quicker. Okay, I have underestimated Tri-Disaster as a good idea for quite a long time. I feel slightly concerned about this fact, but that ability to just almost build that stagger meter up instantaneously is so impressive. I'll try and kill it with a high wind. Stabbings! Yes. I think in fairness it did do 2 lots of 99,999 damage. So it is quite a lot of damage. But I did burn the entire meter to get that level of damage. And I still feel that if I'd just done regular damage for the extra period of time I had that meter on, instead of burning the meter, I would have been better off. Because I'd have done an accumulation of more damage. But I might be mistaken. It's just that's the way I feel, which kind of means that's the way I'm going to be playing it. High wind is a special treat when it doesn't really matter. It's not going to end up being a sort of be-all and end-all that makes me desperate to use it. Okay, so I feel like this is the dead-end path, which is why I'm going to pop down here. Oh, okay. Is that going to just be the Velacycle? No, it is oh, wow, okay. You really don't want me going down this path, do you, game? Well, the Dagger Knight should go down relatively easily, and then if we do some bullying, I'll say that, 3 of them are going to be problematic. No, I haven't said that. Is there still 3 of them? Or was there only ever 2 of them? I'm beginning to wonder if there was... No, there is 3 of them. I think one of them rushed off so early and so quick, I just couldn't see him. He was the opposite side of my viewpoint. So I was like, I don't know where you are. So, out of sight, out of mind, unfortunately, I feel. Vanille, are you dead? She wasn't, and then she was. So, yeah. Well done on not being dead for a split second. But then, you know, piss poor job being dead after that point. I should probably use more tactics. I know. I understand. But unfortunately, my tactic is push the button and kill the enemy. It, for the most part, works. Brute force and ignorance is a viable option. Not the best option, but it is viable. Yeah, nice. Now let's try and take out this other Dagger Knight, which let's treat ourselves to a bit of Tri-Disaster, try and get that stagger meter going even quicker. Zappity 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 doos. Good lord, that is an unreasonable volume of attack damage. I did not know the Velacycle had that level of crap available to just dispense out easily like that. So it looks like I think that plasma cannon might be the thing that kicked the shit out of me last time, which means it might kick the shit out of me again this time. Bully? No, bully's not really what I wanted. Solidarity. Oh, no, okay. We are still alive. That's the crucial element. That's a lot of damage. And even flex tape can't stitch these wounds back together. Well, having said that, I suppose maybe Vanille is the face of flex tape nowadays. At that point, she can actually put us back together again. Protect Ra! Protect Ra! We're playing a game of Smite, and Ra is our main leader of levels at this point. So we need to protect Ra at all costs. So that he can, I'm assuming, still do his big sunbeam as his ultimate. I've no idea if they still have that big sunbeam as his ultimate. He may have had a massive re-change, but I think for the most part they'd rejiggered most of their gods by the time I'd left it. They were focused primarily on the idea of doing new ones. Right, come on, try disaster. Just don't die, guys. Please stop dying. It's inconvenient to the winning of this battle. It's very annoying as well. It's quite bad because he smells, so we need to get rid of him. Because otherwise he's gonna continue to befoul our nostrils. Probably with his oily scent, perhaps. Because I suspect, being a Velocycle, he's perhaps pissing a bit of oil. Or whatever passes as oil in the futuristic sci-fi-ish world of Final Fantasy XIII. There we go. With the stagger meter done, he's finished, isn't he? I'll tell you what. Treat yourself to an epic high wind, pal! And I think the epic high wind probably didn't kill it, because Snow was the one they focused on, which suggests he snuck in and went, I'll just get one last punch in to make it mine. It's my fight, you know. I didn't really invite you into it. I just thought I'd... yeah, I had a feeling. Oh, hello. Big boy with his big spear decides to get really involved. Anyway, once again, I think it's probably best to take care of the Dagger Knights. Please don't stab me twice, sir. Stab me once, shame on you. Stab me twice, shame on me for not getting out of the way. Or shame on Fang, technically, because I can't get out of the way. More's the pity, in fact. Oh, bloody bully again. I may actually have to swap those two round, because I can't seem to fathom that diversity is the second one down, and not the third one down. I feel like I must have had something else there that would explain why diversity feels like it shouldn't be there. I can't remember what my old paradigms were, though, so these ones are working quite nicely. Bar possibly the only one that's really not that great is perhaps exploitation. It has its purpose, but we've not really stumbled across said purpose at this point in time. It'll be very good if I need to apply debuffs extremely quickly, but I don't know. I don't necessarily see a scenario actually where I need to apply debuffs that quickly to warrant two of them. I know it can work having sort of them pull double duty in a team, but I don't know. I suppose it's my trying to be good at everything mentality again, which is I don't like teams that specialise in one thing. I prefer teams that are spread out to do everything. But the problem is, of course, jack of all trades, master of fuck all. As the saying loosely goes. 5 stars, though. Felt like it was bad, but turned out it is a 5-star performance. And I get what I want, which is this treasure chest down here. Come here, you lovely little treasure chest, you. We wants you. Star Blossom Seeds. Sounds like something more akin to a... I suppose arguably this is an anime, isn't it, really? Let's be honest, Final Fantasy is an anime. May not necessarily look specifically like the same style of animations, but it is nonetheless distinctly anime style. Although nobody here's really got full anime boy here, have they? Because I mean, Snow's the closest, but he keeps his hair under the bandana, which means it's not quite as evident. Oh, there, Mr. Stabby Man. Oh, I don't think I scanned you, did I, Mr. Stabby Man? No, I completely forgot to scan you. Just hold still while I just scan you, Mr. Sanctum Templar. You sanctimonious son of a bitch. Now I have your data. I can trash you just a little bit easier. Well, having said that, yeah. The only bit I was missing was the fact that his damage against magic is normal. Which is not that pertinent of information. He's going to squirm. And he's going to be launched into the sky. And twatted around the face. It's interesting, I've been playing Spider-Man recently, the Insomniac. Is it Insomniac? Yeah, fairly certain it is. The sort of one on the PlayStation 4, essentially. And a lot of that combat's all to do with launching enemies into the air, so it's clearly a popular theory that if you can launch an enemy into the air, you can do a lot of damage. Which I suppose, arguably, if someone can't get their grounded base, they can't really fight back, can they? But still, just one of those peculiar little similarities that sometimes crop up. There's this theory of, launching people. Oh, he's got his back to us. Can we take advantage? Can we take advantage? Their buttery biscuit base. Yeah, if you can dispense of their buttery biscuit base. Oh, you little shit! You absolute little turd bucket of monkey shits. Looks like I will have to tackle his buttery biscuit base in my own unique fashion and make it even crumblier than ever before. I suppose arguably the butter takes care of the crumbliness. Because that's the point. So I remember the song because you linked it the other day, but I can't quite remember what he's actually supposed to be building. If at all. I don't know if that song actually references precisely what he's supposed to be building. But one loosely assumes it might be a cheesecake. Because that's what you often do with a cheesecake base. You crush your biscuits. Ooh, painful. And then you start cooking a cheesecake. No, you crush your biscuits and then you pop a little bit of butter, melted butter, with your biscuits. And at that point, you've got a buttery biscuit base for your cheesecake. That's very nice. Because you can use any biscuit you like. If you want a bit of ginger in it... Whoops, almost dead. If you like a bit of ginger in it, you could use ginger snaps. If you like a bit of chocolate, you can use just cookies. Just your bog standard cheap as chips cookies. Smash them up. That gets you a buttery biscuit chocolate base. Because they naturally have chocolate chips in them. You could put chocolate chips in any biscuit base, I suppose, if you bought chocolate chips. But why do that if you're going to smash biscuits anyway? Smash cookies, then you get a little chocolate treat at the bottom. That's a top cooking tip from me to you. Feel free to use that if you would like to build a cheesecake. Although I must admit, I never did proper cheesecakes. The oven cooked cheesecakes, I was always more of a stick it in the fridge for cooling style cheesecakes for me. But I can't deny I did do a rather delicious one. 2 layers, bottom layer Baileys, top layer white chocolate. Possibly the other way round, I'm not going to lie. I can't remember which way round it was, but nonetheless, 2 layers, 1 Baileys, 1 white chocolate. And it is quite the treat. It's quite the treat for me, and quite the treat for you, and quite the treat for anybody who eats my white chocolate Baileys cheesecake. So there's so many things in it, I'm now drooling so much I can't talk properly. I believe this is just literally a circle. Yeah, it is literally a circle. Okay, cool. Well, round we go. Shall we go round again? Shall we go round again? Yay! Whee! Now, Fang, you don't want to go round again, do you? Oh. No, she's going round again. Fang, at some point you have to get off this roundabout. I really wish I'd done it with a different character, because I'm not suggesting women can't deal with roundabouts. But Fang really has to figure out how to get off this roundabout. There you go. Turn signal. There you go. She managed it. Ring around the roses. Maybe. It does look sort of a rosé floor. Got a bit of a... Oh, there he comes. Here he comes to save the day. Just had to have a second or two there, didn't he? I seem to have gotten caught up on the corner. Just a little embarrassing. Please don't make a big deal out of it. But I'm definitely zooming off to get you. I am coming to kill you. Just I seem to have been tripped up by the corner. In fairness, actually, it's nice to see, isn't it? Really, the amount of times I've been stumbled across the geometry and found myself unable to progress. It's nice to see the enemies struggle every now and again. Come along. Yes. We didn't even allow him to fall on the floor. Come on. Kill, kill, kill. How do you like it? I don't like the fact that fucking Vanille is targeted beyond comparison again. Good girl. Oh, she took a bit of a pasting there. Unexpected pasting from Vanille. Unexpected pasting. She has used a lot of pasting in the scrapbook. She probably shouldn't have used that much paste. Now the scrapbook will not open. Oh, you have to go now. Well, I wish you well for the remainder of your evening and the remainder of everything, really. Well, it's not just the evening. I wish you well for the remainder of the evening. And then tomorrow, I wish you ill. No, I do not. I wish you well for whatever it is you're up to. And enjoy doings and thingies. I imagine you... Whoa! No, we are in diversity, so why is everybody dead? Okay. And I imagine you'll enjoy a little bit of Deadly Rooms of Death. Tonight, of course, on Channel Caliber. Deadly Rooms of Death. Cheerio, Mr. Lightning Phoenix. Chester Phoenix. Lightning Chesters. A Chester Lightning. Carry on punching the Sanctum Templar. And now we'll try a little disaster. How much of a disaster can we try? I'm going to try a tsunami, perhaps. I don't think I can build up to anything more than tsunami. But I think I might be able to just muster a tsunami here. Oh, we are staggering, which means we want Relentless Assault. Well, you didn't see the stagger meter at all. I thought it was still building up. Only now I realised it was building down. And that wasn't very good, is it? I don't want it building down, I want it going up. I think at this point, let's treat ourselves to the highest of high winds. The most epic of all the farts. The highest of high winds. Very nice. Very nice indeed. 5-star rating. Scarletite Perovskite. I don't know if I feel like I've done this joke before, but we'll do it anyway. That's not a metal. That we've just picked up a sort of diamond-shaped thing that we that can fly. It's a man called Perov, and we've picked up his kite. Perov's kite. That's the joke. We'll just skip to the end because it was taking too long. Right, I need to have one moment, and then I will be back shortly. Or I'll be back now, because the microphone didn't go off. Right, there we go. And now, I don't know whether they're going to run away again, or if this is actually going to be something... Oh, no, well, we're certainly going to be teleported, which is interesting. Oh, hello. We're in a strange cathedral. Now we have to do something with a giant beastie. This is a repeat of an earlier boss, isn't it? Apart from I'm assuming they're upgraded. But yeah, Jabberwocky and Bandersnatch. I'm going to ban your snatch. I think Libroscope's going to be the better option because it leaves me with TP mixed with... Okay, that's bad. Let's get some buffs. Buffs and debuffs. We want debuffs and debuffs. Shellra. Okay, that's a... I assume that's a good call. It's probably going to be using magic, which is fair enough. Shellra, good, okay. Could do with a medic. Could do with my dick in play. Okay, well it's staggered, and that's something, I suppose. Not a lot while we're having to use medic, but the other two should be able to trash it at least a little bit. You are, yeah. You are doing something reasonably sensible. Oh, I see. Nature's Blessing. Can they both use Nature's Blessing? Because if they can... Oh, Bounty of... Okay, yeah. Okay, that... I mean... Yes. That seems a little unreasonable. Because they are healing each other. I mean, if it was just one of them healing the other one, obviously I could focus in on one. But it seems pointless changing my target now. Right, let's try... I know I said this was just going to be for special occasions, but I'm going to try it. That did quite a lot of damage, didn't it? I may have been underestimating the high wind all this time. If you use it at the right time, I think you actually do quite well with it. Vanille, don't die. Thank you. Please don't... Please also don't mucus sphere me, please. I do appreciate it. I really could do with those buffs back, but... I mean, at this exact point in time, I think it's probably going to be better just to keep ploughing into this thing so we can try and kill it. Oh no, not the blessings. Please stop it. Don't do it. Don't you be a dick. Don't you be a dick. Do not be a dick. Oh, I thought I asked you nicely not to be a dick. And you decided to be a dick. Come on. Relentless Assault. Got a little bit of time left before we really want to sort of try getting that high wind in. But I think at this point, let's try getting the high wind in. Because I think that high wind's going to kill it. Straight kill. Straight kill shot. Engaged. Now get some diversity going and focus our efforts on the Jabberwocky. The Jabberwocky is here. And he's trying to kill my face. It looks like he's been sat in a box and they've sort of put a little bit of straw on his back. It does look... It's an incredible straw texture they've got there. It really does. I mean, I think it's meant to be his hair. Sort of a hairy, furry back he's got there, but it really does look very straw-like. Exactly like you'd get in sort of a fancy parcel. Ow. Okay, well, never mind that. You know, what I think I must do is perhaps bring out instead of the double saboteurs, what I might try and do is bring Synergist and Medic out. And possibly Snow as Commander. Okay, Breath of the Beast sounds like a bad thing. It was. So it looks like you're continuing to be Medic, Vanille. Problem is, if we keep having to heal, I can't get into sort of bully. That's why I think Synergist, Medic, and Commando is going to be the secret of success here, because otherwise we are just going to find ourselves struggling to keep going. I tell you what, the big fancy moves will also benefit if you're running a no stagger idea. If you're running the notion of doing no staggering, it's probably beneficial to have the idea of having those big manoeuvres, because you'll be building that stagger meter. Granted, we did embrace the idea of there is a better way of doing stagger meters with that weapon set previously, but nonetheless, it is one of those things. Oh, is it dead? Oh, it's dead. Oh, good. Well, only 3 stars. I thought it was 2, but again, I did technically beat your time frame game, so you know, I mean, a couple more stars wouldn't have hurt you. Oh, the world's going wibbly again. Wibbly, wibbly, wobbly. The Tesseracts. Orphan's Cradle. I don't know what the Tesseracts are, but... No, they'd prefer us not to, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop. I'm never
Where's
gonna
this
stop.
end?
Over there probably somewhere.
If there is one, I can't see it.
I can't do this.
Of course you
All
can.
these Seath were people once. Like us.
Yeah, but they're not people anymore, are they? So
That's what Bartanilus is going for. Don't you see? Make us feel guilty. Lose faith.
who's
And the
Faith?
second we
We've
do,
got Hope, but I don't think we've got anybody called Faith.
Wait till we're broke.
That'd be terrible, wouldn't it, if they actually did have a second character called Faith?
Yeah, well,
We've got Hope and
think
we've got
about it.
Faith.
Having all this empathy, it puts us humans at a big disadvantage.
Maybe.
Well, shrug it off and
But
remove
it's
it.
also what makes us dangerous.
Remove the empathy. Nobody needs the empathy.
Bang? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just that time's running short.
It's okay. My mind's made up this time. We'll just make Cocoon our home.
Yeah. I guess we will.
Well, it's not a terrible place to live, is it? All the other characters have muddled through up till this point, haven't they? So can't be that bad to have lived there. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll treat ourselves to a bit of Crystarium, although I'm still waiting for that stage 10, so I don't know, maybe I should save them. No, because her, especially her, focusing on her synergist role is going to be very good because she gets haste. And everybody else will get at least a stat buff of some kind, even if it's not a particularly good stat buff. I think it's worthwhile spending it. Although we're not getting that far. Luckily, his are very close together. So despite costing a fortune, they were very close together. Synergist? Yeah, go on. Double Synergist could be a better choice of one. Because I think I might be sticking to this team. Fang, Snow, Vanille. I don't know. I might still switch it up every now and again for a bit, but I'm kind of settled on being Fang to a certain extent because I quite like her. We likes everything she does. She likes to slap people around face with glaive. And I like to watch her slap people around face with glaive. A match made in heaven. Or a match made in Cocoon. A match made in Grand Pulse. Wherever you fancy the joke to be set, you relay it in your own fashion. Oh, good. I wasn't expecting to get that one. I thought he was going to tap out a little earlier. Sentinel, please. Oh, you really didn't get very far there, did you? Shocking level of nothingness there. Anyway, let's customize our team here. So I think Synergist, Commando, helpful, and Medic, that way. Heroes charge. Nice. Now you know for a fact this is never going to... Whoops, no, that's the wrong buttons. There we go. See if that works out better for me. We shall see. Yes, we shall. No, you're doing your little snapback again. I don't quite understand where that snapback comes from, but nonetheless, you're doing it, and I don't want you to be doing it. Right, is this a dead end, or is this going to form a path of some kind? I get the impression it's going to form a path, maybe. Oh, the Wibbler's back. Oh, do we have to face off against the Wibblers? Oh, no, okay. The white Wibbler's gone. Okay, the white Wibbler's back there. The black Wibbler's here. Alright. Do you want to try and kill me, Mr. Black Wibbler? Oh, no, he's giving me a doorway. Terribly confused. Oh, all sorts of fancy stuff. Fancy gubbins from the fancy little wizard boy. What will you do with your fancy gubbins, little wizard boy? Oh, wizard boy. Oh, what do you plan to do? I'm slightly curious what the white wizard here is doing. So, in order to find out, I'm going to go back here and see what happens. What happens if I am over here? I can examine it. Oh, return to the entrance of Orphan's Cradle. Okay. No, at the moment, I think probably press on. Press on. See what happens. Oh, there's a big nasty beastie there. That's one of the things that's happened. Right, the other things are... I'm not entirely sure where the most efficient path is going to be. Oh, I'm assuming, is there a... Or is it that thing? Oh, right, it's that thing there. I don't know what that portal's going to be. But definitely the correct path is going to be wrapping around one of these. So I suppose maybe just try this first. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win against this creature. It's an upgraded version of one of those things that usually creates issues. And yeah, as I suspected, it is an upgraded version, so we do need to scan away. Scan away with Libra. Hey, you want to see Libra? Come on, you can see Libra. So arguably I should probably Libra the Centurion's Blade, and then possibly Hero's Charge might not be a terrible idea, because it will allow me to get the heals going, and of course, Fang now has haste, which is perfect for my needs. Because now she can buff at a higher speed. Oh, no melons. That was... I mean, that felt like most of my health bar, if not the entirety of my health bar in one shot. Maybe we leave that guy? Maybe that guy is a little beyond us at this point. We'll have a wander around here, hopefully for a back attack. Nice. Always appreciate a black attack. No, always look on the back attack of life. That's a lot of creatures. If you like a lot of creatures in your video game, join our Final Fantasy Club. Oh, that would have been fun if there was a Final Fantasy Club. I'd have joined that club at school, because I love Final Fantasy even back then. I suppose arguably, me and a mate of mine were the Final Fantasy Club. It's a shame it only had 2 members. Because we used to, you know, basically stand around in the playground at lunchtimes and chat Final Fantasy, which is essentially what a Final Fantasy Club would be. This is bad news. Diversity. So we can keep up the damage ideally. I think it's probably easy to go after the Daganites now, although I must admit, I think maybe you've... No, Bully is the wrong one. Cock. Solidarity, so that Snow can try and take a little bit of the pain off of everybody else, while Vanille hopefully will get the heals going. Unfortunately, Vanille is going to struggle to get the heals going, because she's slowed, I'm slowed, everybody's... Oh, Snow is now stopped, so... Yes, okay, this battle is going to be annoying. We wish it wasn't, but I think it's going to prove a troublesome little bugger. I don't know, maybe I focused on the wrong target first, or maybe I should still be focusing on the sacrifice. But the problem is, these guys they may not be that strong, but they do chuck out a fair amount of damage. And by strong, I meant in terms of their health bar. You can kill them relatively swiftly, although, having said that, with only one active primary fighter, you can't. Depends on what he's doing. Vendetta will work nicely. I think one of the smarter plays, I can't remember which of the blocks it is, but there's a block, and I can't remember, I don't know if it works like this, but I feel like it does. If you can activate like something like Vendetta, don't quote me on it being Vendetta, but if you can activate Vendetta, is there fucking... Oh my god, no wonder I'm struggling. There's four bloody Daganites, and the bloody guy using his bloody debuffs all over the place. Jesus, no wonder this is going horribly fucking tits up. Veil, I don't think is necessarily the best idea. Plus, I think... Oh, now I've been stopped. Good. But that removed my fucking haste buff as well, which is a bloody nuisance. Okay, I'm going to have to focus on that Dagonite now, because it's really taken too much damage to not focus on it. I am feeling like the sacrifice needs to be dealt with. Although having said that now, I've ended up focusing on that. But no, I think we need to change tack. Change tack and head in a different direction and try and take down the sacrifice, because I think it's the debuffs that are really doing me in significantly more than is desirable. Whoa there. Okay, then again, maybe I'm wrong, because everything else is doing me in something drastic as well. Okay, Hero's Charge, because she can stay to being a medic, so then we can get our hastes back. Where our hastes went, I do not know. I'm assuming that bloody anathema is killing the hastes as well. Keep diversity so that we can keep the heals, maybe. Although having said that, might not be necessary. Let's go try disaster. Try and tackle that meter. Good. That's what we like to see. And then maybe... Oh, that is because I'm try disaster, not relentless assault. I was expecting high wind. That's because I ate nothing but baked beans yesterday. So of course I was expecting high wind. High winds expected coming in from the east. Only if I stand in an easterly direction. Facing east as well, I suppose is the key thing. It's the only way they'll come in from an easterly direction. Oh, I've been stopped again like I was last summer. Diversity to keep our health bars up, and then let's just get rid of this bastard. He needs to die. He needs to die. He needs to be ended today. He needs to die now. He needs to die now. He needs to die in a most unpleasant way. And by unpleasant way, I mean just glaved, punched, and magicked to death, ideally. Ooh, yes, there we go. Well, it's 0 stars is my prediction. Okay. Fair dues, I'll predict 0 stars more often then, but that didn't feel like a good battle. Because it took forever. And ever, and ever, and ever. Oh no, there is just a little hop there. Marvellous. So what we got? I must admit, what I might do... Yeah, a bit of a waste of time, but what I might end up doing is I will just do the little loop. Oh my god, that is a lot of fucking creatures. Okay, this is apparently the entirety of their battle zone. Are we outside of your battle zone? Yes. Okay. So now, ideally, I need everything to turn around. Turn around. There, oh, you fucking dickheads. I mean, come on. I was definitely not... Ugh. But yeah, okay. Fucking hell. 3... I think Bully would have been a better start, but then again, 3 of these things are going to kick the shit out of my health bars immediately anyway. And of course, now I'm trying to buff, and it's... Oh god, this fight. Yeah, this fight is putting me off bothering, because it's going to be a nuisance. A nuisance beyond comparison, because there's too many things trying to kill me. I think part of the issue is there's too many things doing anathema, which is where all these debuffs are coming from. Which basically means I can't keep on top of... I certainly can't keep on top of buffs. That's a pipe dream. So I'm going to be debuffed. And I think it's safe to say... No, we have survived this time. But I can't imagine we're surviving much longer. Oh, especially now Snow is dead. Are you going to be able to revive Snow? Oh, Vanille's dead. Oh, good. Okay, well, we'll try Renew, see if we can get back going, but... I think this is one of their step too far battles. The free sacrifices is too many sacrifices. Especially backed up by 3 of these fucking Dagger Knights. It's very much a case of they should pick either multiple Dagger Knights or multiple sacrifices. They shouldn't have this many of these creatures because there's just no substantial hope. God, it's gonna be a problem because there's so much death flying around that it's gonna kick me. gonna kick me in the death, and I'm gonna be irritated. And I do sort of. I'm at the point of let's put it away. I tried to push on to do it a couple more battles, but I think it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I'm understanding it's time to put it away. Put it away now. I can't tell if I'm a kingpin or a pauper, but that's not 100% the point. Unfortunately, I'm surviving, but I'm not being able to kill anything, which means we're not in a good balance point where I can actually get anything done. So it's just this sort of repetitive loop of, okay, we'll do a light tap against these creatures. I'm going to try an early high wind, see if we can really do a chunk of change on this thing. Nah, I think really you need that high wind to be built up. So really all I've done is waste my chain gauge, which is quite frustrating, but there you go. Oh, here we go. I've now been completely stopped. Vanille is slowed, which is going to be a problem. If there's anyone you want hasted, it's Vanille. Yeah, the best I can hope for is just Snow as the Sentinel just keeps tanking it. And I can slowly, emphasis on the word slowly, chip away at these sacrifices. And that is the only way I can see to win this fight. I mean, Snow is helping a little bit with Vendetta, it would seem. Oh yeah, I was going to suggest a notion. I think a good plan might be if you cast Vendetta and then a load of Medigards. Because I think Vendetta carries on over, potentially. But then again, it might only be whilst... Might actually... No, because he is doing... no, because I think he does the Vendetta damage right at the end of the turn. But I don't know. I might be wrong. I've no idea. I suppose it's why I don't do very well at the game. I have no idea how the game functions. It's never useful. Right. I'd say it might be worthwhile trying to drop some buffs in here, but until Snow is in a better position, I don't think we're going to be able to, because I need him to be slightly healthier. Vanille, please. Vanille, what are you doing? Thank you. Get your finger out and start healing him. More. Keep healing him. As I say, we've got stuck in a... If I change from Snow being Sentinel, we're probably buggered. So we're kind of stuck in this unfortunate and inconvenient sort of problematic thing, and especially if Snow is tanking all of those deaths. Now I've got a feeling he might be slightly more resistant to debuffs in his Sentinel form, so he might have a bit more defense against death, but that doesn't stop him being debuffed, and it doesn't stop this being an age of a task. And it's one of those ones where you've got to ask yourself, is the CP reward at the end going to be worth it? And the answer is inevitably no, which of course is an issue. Because if the answer was yes, then fair enough, but at the moment it's just no. I think it's going to take years to complete this battle with no significant payoff, which is blarg, really. Blarg. Okay, I'm going to take a chance on Hero's Charge because I'm hoping I might just be able to squeak a couple of buffs in and then go back to... And then what I want really is if I pop Bravura on Fang and then straight back to Solidarity, that'll mean we should be able to keep our debuffs because Snow will tank all of the... we should be able to keep our buffs because Snow will tank all of the debuffs, and with the increased strength from Bravura, I should be able to kill them a little bit quicker. At least that is the general plan. Of course, Haste and Bravura should be able to kill them even quicker than quicker. It's a double quick. It's quick squared. Everybody enjoys quickness squared. Stabbing time is here today, stabbing time. Right, well, that's one more sacrifice. Come on, keep on ploughing away. Keep on trucking across the USA. Gotta keep on trucking all the way. You just gotta keep on trucking, keep on trucking, keep on trucking. Do you know what? Amazingly, we've killed 2 Daganites by accident, it would seem, which is quite amazing. I'll take the win on that, because it means a lot less irritation later. But just by Ruingar and Blitz, I think, we have managed to kill... Oops, we really needed to go back to Relentless Charge, and I could have just pushed that down, but it's weird. Some of those lists, the loop round is obvious to my brain, and some of them, nope. My brain just doesn't get it. 3 stars is more than I was expecting. Perfume and a moistened scale. I don't want your moist scales. Please don't make me take your moist scales. Right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll deal with... What is this battle? Okay, it's 2 sacrifices and the big chunky boy. I think they're going to be too difficult unless I use a Deceptor Soul, which I could do, but yeah, because that guy's looking, so I'd have to go looping round the backside. So I think it's quicker just to perhaps plough straight through, which I know it's never quicker to plough straight through because it just proves difficult to win the fight at that point. But let's haste, haste, haste. God damn it, now I'm kind of almost going to run a little bit of a... Well, for now, let's not... Oh, ow. Okay, that's not good news. We need to take care of the sacrifices again before we can focus on the big fella. Which might mean Solidarity is going to have to come out again, and we might have to do this the slow way again. Although this time, I have managed to focus and get haste and bravery on Fang, which might mean this will go down a little bit easier. And with blitzes, we are at least doing a chunk of change to some of the other creatures on the battlefield. I think attacks do more damage individually, but the sweep does help. It helps in the long term because you know, once one of these has gone down, I'm having to move on to the next one, etc., etc. Well, that's inconvenient. We seem to have lost our strength boost, which is a bit of a nuisance. We'll wait and see what that death does, and then we might try and get some buffs back on. Get the hastes back. I'll say that, actually. We've already got hastes. So I suppose let's Fang Bravery, back to Solidarity, and continue ploughing into this fella. Although, let's try a little bit of Try Disaster, see if we can't max out that chain gauge exceedingly quickly. In the hopes... No, Solidarity once again. Because although Snow is near death, Solidarity will boost his defensive capabilities. And as such, it will be well worth him being in that mode. A little Try Disaster. A bit of luck, we might just be able to crack that gauge. Relentless Charge. Smash him to bits, please. That's what we like to see. Solidarity. Every opportunity we want to pop back into Solidarity, because it will allow Vanille to just get back to a bit of a baseline of improving our health bars and keeping our debuffs off. Because I've now ended up Fang, unfortunately, has been anathemaed into many debuffs. Not great news. I don't know if maybe there's an Asunaga which would remove all debuffs, but clearly we don't have it yet, so it doesn't really matter whether it exists in the long term or not. It doesn't exist right now, which is what we would need. Okay, let's get those hastes back on. Get the haste back operational, then get me some Fang Bravura. Solidarity. Get Snow tanking everything again. Snow tanking it all. And I will keep trying to whack this fella. And then we'll try some magic. Magic's a good trick. It will help for me, but back to Solidarity. Back to solidarity. Yes, indeed. We had a go. We had a go at something else. But inevitably we went straight back to diversity. Oh, God damn it, that death is free to go on whoever he fancies, which is always an issue. Back to relentless assault to try and finish off the sacrifice. And at that point, we can finally, after all this effort, get onto the true difficult target, the McGrim Thrasher. Yeesh. Right, now we can go just full buffs. I am going to go full buffage. Buffage all the way. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Well, on this occasion, because they're no longer vampires, they're sacrifices, we are Buffy the Sacrifice Slayer. And we have to be Buffy the McGrim Thrasher Slayers. Right, okay, let's go Relentless Assault. Make sure we get a little bit commander action there. Into Try Disaster. Have you considered trying Disaster? I've got a booklet if you'd be so kind as to review it. Why, thank you. I did need to try considering disasters. Come on. Kick that meter up. I need it so much. Because then we can really do some damage. Although now I think we ought to do some more buffs. Do some more buffs, do some more buffs. Do some more buffs indeed. Get a bit of health off. And Snow will be able to take over the sort of keep the meter ticking over. Which will allow us to go straight back to Try Disaster. And get that stagger back to Relentless Assault for the launching. And we should have him in the bag. See, there's a solution to every problem. Assuming the problem isn't basically insta-kill attacks. And by insta-kill attacks, I don't mean literal insta-kill attacks. I mean attacks that do so much damage, they might as well be insta-kill attacks because they wipe out your entire health bar. Which is never a good sign. Because basically you are, you know, at that point you're saying, no, you can't win this fight. Because there's no, there's no way of tanking the hit. There's no way of winning. Right, here we go. I was going to go all the way around in a circle, but I must admit, I've got slight battle fatigue at the moment. 2.5 hours worth of fights in this game. I have ended up with a bit of battle fatigue, and I just can't take another random encounter. It's like, oh god, no, I don't want one. What we might do, if I remember next time, I might end up considering the idea of popping back round the other side to see if I spot any treasure chests or anything. And I don't know whether we'll try that central dude again, because clearly he wiped Fang out in sort of one strike. Now, assuming that's not a global attack, and I don't think it was because it was dedicated to Fang, we could possibly solve that problem with Sentinels. So I might go back next time, if I remember. Unfortunately, we've got such little... Well, those 2 battles, you'd really hope would be enough to have given me a lot of crystal points, but it's just nothing. It's nothing. It took me quite... It felt a lot longer than I think it was actually physically, time-wise. But it really did not reap the rewards you were kind of hoping for when it came down to it. What you need is easier battles, netting slightly less experience, because then you can just keep going and going and going and ploughing through those easier enemies. Whereas if you start getting bogged down in fights that take that length of time, you're just losing time in a sort of not worthwhile scenario, which is not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see. But what you do want to see is the triple save combo. Here we go. There you go. There was the official triple save combo. And now the official ending of the video game. And I get the distinct impression there is nobody here. Also, oh no, there it is. I thought I'd lost my mouse. I thought I'd lost my mouse, and I hadn't lost my mouse. If I had lost my mouse, I would have been slightly annoyed, 'cause last time I lost my mouse, the computer blue screened, and I really don't want that to happen again, so I really didn't like losing the mouse. Anyway, that's about it. As I say, I don't think there's anybody left here, so it's just going to be cheerio and off. So there you go. You've been warned. Cheerio and off.